Let me ask you something, brother. How do you attract and retain a beautiful woman long term? Not just for a night, not just for a few months until she gets bored and moves on to the next guy who catches her eye. I'm talking about long term. I'm talking about the kind of woman who turns heads everywhere she goes, the kind other men stare at when she walks into a room, the kind who could have any man she wants. And she chooses you, not because you got lucky, not because she settled, but because you are the obvious choice, the undeniable choice, the man she would be a fool to leave. That's what I want to talk about today. But before I get into things, I want you guys, us men, to focus on two things and two things only: self-improvement and abundance. As a man, if you're not focused on this throughout your whole entire life, you are going to end up a loser, a lowlife, a man with no status, no purpose. And I know this video is about women, but you have to understand, if you focus on abundance and self-improvement throughout your whole life, women are the byproduct of that. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once observed that true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. And when you are constantly improving yourself and building abundance, you are not anxiously dependent on any one woman's approval. You are grounded in yourself, and that grounding is what makes you attractive. How to attract and retain a beautiful woman long term. And I have one word for that. It's called edge. Edge is a critical word that I want to emphasize in this video because it covers everything, essentially. You need to have edge as a man. This is spiritually, mentally, physically, throughout all parts of life, because this video is about women. And let's face it, men, beauty costs. It costs in time, in effort, in discipline, in sacrifice. You want a woman who is exceptional, then you have to become an exceptional man. That's the trade-off. The philosopher Epictetus once wrote that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And how you react to the challenges of building yourself into a man of value will determine whether you attract high-quality women or settle for whatever is left. Quick backstory. Genghis Khan, he conquered Central Asia and most of China, large parts of China. He had edge, he had power, he had status. He literally had thousands of women to choose from. He had his soldiers gather the most beautiful women, especially those with European features, dark hair, symmetrical faces, the most beautiful women, and he chose the woman he wanted and left the rest for the men who didn't have the status or had less status than he did. So, it's like a chain of command. So, if you want to obtain and retain the most beautiful woman in the world, you're going to have to be a man of stature, a man of importance. You can't just have a lot of money or just look good, be attractive. That's not going to do it. You have to have edge in every aspect of life, and most of it is power. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When your thoughts are colored by purpose and ambition, your actions reflect that. And women will see it, they will feel it, and they will be drawn to it. So, edge is four things. Edge is enterprise, discipline, gravitas, and exposure. Now, that spells out edge. I kind of came up with that. But these four words are very important. I'm going to go over each one because this is how you're going to be able to obtain and keep beautiful women around, because it's easy to get a beautiful woman, but to keep her long term, still deal with other women, and have her still be by your side, it's a hard thing to do. But I'm going to tell you guys in this video what exactly you need to have as a man. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. And when you realize that you have the power to build yourself into a man of edge, you find the strength to do it. You stop making excuses. You stop blaming the world. You start building. So, enterprise. It is what you built. What are you building in this world? Your career? Your income? The type of ambition you have to conquer whatever it is, whatever field you're in. You want to be the best at it. And this isn't about a title. It's about direction. A woman needs to see that you are living with a purpose, living for something. If you stay at home playing video games or the new game that's coming out in a few months, which I know some of you are going to buy and play, her watching you there yelling at the TV isn't getting her wet. Play the game of life. Upgrade your character in real life. Don't be a billionaire in a video game. Be a rich person in real life, because that's where the fruits of your labor are the best. You can't get an orgasm through a game console. This is real life. And the enterprise and what you're building and your ambition should be to help other men, like what I'm doing. I want to help other men. You as a man have to solve problems. And then when you're solving problems, that makes you more valuable. So, a woman sees you as a man. You have the answers. People are looking up to you. But if you're going to a concert, if you're going to a game and watching other men on the field chasing their dreams, she's not turned on by you. She's not in love with you. You might be able to sleep with her, but she's not going to be head over heels in love with you. And minus the woman, you go to sleep at night with something missing inside. I used to play video games. I used to go to games. A lot of people do this, but a lot of normal people do that. You can't build something if you're just consuming all day. You need to have career trajectory. I'm not telling you to conquer a country. I'm saying create a business, have a purpose, have ambition, because these women are going to see that and tell themselves, okay, I can have a baby with this guy. I feel secure with him. He has a future. I'm not going to be left stranded because this bum plays games all day. It's that simple, but a lot of guys just don't seem to know it. But again, you might not know any better, so that's why I'm here to tell you. The philosopher Seneca once reflected that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. And when you waste your time consuming instead of creating, you are wasting the opportunity to build something that will attract the kind of woman who is worth having. Number 2 is discipline. Men, you need to be out the house and be inside back home by a certain time. You need to be out the house. You need to be living life outside, dealing with the real world. Of course, if you work from home or you have to do stuff inside, you know what I mean. You have to be working a minimum number of hours a day. And again, some guys think that's too much. But just don't expect a high-quality woman. It's that simple. Some men are fine with having an average life, a normal life. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying on this channel, I don't want those men to be watching my videos. Honestly. I want us men to live life and be the best and have edge in everything we do. And this is for more than women. It's for money. It's for freedom. It's to take care of our family. But again, women are a byproduct, and you're going to get the most beautiful woman by having discipline. Taking care of your body is another one. You need a six-pack. That gives you the edge because a small percentage of men in the world have a six-pack. So, there is nothing better than that. She can't get anything better. When she sees you there with a six-pack and she intrinsically knows the discipline it takes to get a six-pack and how most men can't have it and how most men strive to have a six-pack and how other women love a man with a six-pack. When she sees you, why is she going to leave? To go get a man that doesn't have a six-pack? That doesn't have more discipline than you physically. I want you to achieve all these things because it gives you the edge. It gives you the leverage. Again, we're competing. It's men versus men to get the woman. It is what it is. I'm not some red pill channel like, oh, I hate women over here. We love women, but we don't focus all our time on women. You see how this video is about women, but it's really about your self-improvement. It's really about self-improvement and how the woman just comes along. So, focus on the woman, but I want a six-pack because I want to walk around. First of all, I want to be in great shape, and second of all, I want to separate myself from the rest. And it's that simple. You need to have daily habits. You need to have your diet dialed in. You need to be working, creating income streams, multiple income streams to set yourself up for the future. Imagine you start now, and by a certain age, you're retired and you can go travel the world on any vacation. You could be older, a beautiful woman who doesn't probably work anyway. She's going to go with you. She's going to be there with you and not care that you're older because you put in the work early and had edge and did things other people are not disciplined enough to do. And you need to have all these habits under no supervision. If no one's watching, a lot of people just go, I'm going to skip the gym today. I'm not going to go. No one's going to know. But you know. So you go to sleep that night and again a little uncomfortable because you know deep down you didn't give it your all. When you go to sleep at night and you're exhausted because you worked hard all day, you go to sleep good. You sleep like a baby because you know deep inside your mind is completely shut off. I did everything. I tried my best. You sleep like a baby when you work hard. But when you can't really sleep, it's like you know there's something missing inside. But just build the discipline now and build the daily habits now because trust me, if you can go out drinking, a woman is going to probably call you boring, but deep down she's going to have some type of respect for you and stay long term. Trust me, if she goes out, she's not going to sleep with a random guy that night at the bar. She's picturing you when she's at the bar with her friends. Like, oh, my man is rich as hell. He's going to the gym early in the morning. He's asleep right now. And that turns her on. You're not like every guy who has to get drunk on the weekends. That's not attractive to women because women deep down know guys who do that on a weekly basis are bums. Even though the girls do that themselves, they don't want a guy that's a bum. Hypocrites, right? But again, discipline. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that no great thing is created suddenly, and the discipline required to build a body, a career, and a life of abundance is no exception. It is created through the accumulation of small choices, each one building on the last. Each day you choose the gym over the couch, you build that discipline. Each day you choose to work instead of waste time, you build that discipline. And as you build that discipline, it becomes part of your identity. And that identity is what she will respect. Third is gravitas. Now, this is your overall presence. This is how you communicate. These are your behaviors, all the above. How do you hold yourself? How do you speak? Your tonality, your charisma, everything. This is why I encourage guys not to talk a lot. You speak when you're spoken to, but when you speak finally, because you rarely speak, people listen. If you're talking all day, every day, people are going to really kind of hear you but never listen. No one's going to really have that respect for you. And this is a skill you can develop because you're not going to have the answers over time, but this is you trying. This is you going out there, and I know it kind of sounds like I'm saying two opposite things, but in order to communicate well, you need to speak more to a lot of people. You need to speak to a lot of people, but you need to be the one in the conversation that's listening more. You need to be gaining more information, not spilling out a lot. And women love listeners. They love talking about themselves. They could talk about themselves all day. They think they have main character syndrome. Every time they listen to a song, they picture themselves in the music video. That might sound so random, but I know this about women. They come out of the movie theater and they think they were the girl in the movie. So, you need to have frame. You need to tell someone to be quiet if you feel disrespected. Don't give her the silent treatment and have her wondering, oh, why is this guy acting weird? Tell her, you disrespected me, just like that. I don't care. We're not tolerating disrespect because we have things to do. So they're either here or they're with somebody else. Either way, you're never going to be in the position to lose because your mind is focused on the bigger picture, which goes back to that enterprise, to that ownership, something that's beyond them. So that's why it's easy to be disrespectful. Men who have nothing to lose, of course they're going to be head over heels in love with women, not trying to disrespect them, because they might lose her someday. But over here, we'll just get a better woman. You know how many women there are in this world? I'm nice, but also direct. I'll say please and thank you to the waiter or the waitress. But as soon as she leaves, and let's say she's a little overweight, I'll tell them that girl is fat. And then when the girl comes back, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. They're like, what the hell? Like, yeah, I guess like it is what it is. Who cares? Stop being so nice. Communicate well. Have some presence, but separate yourself. Have a little bit of edge. A nice guy doesn't command the room. A nice guy who can be violent commands a room. And they need to see that. They need to notice that. Never show any signs of insecurity, whether it's your height, your income. If there's things you can't control, like your height, like your face, you can kind of control that now, But if there's things you can't control, get over it. Focus on the things you can control, like your income. As soon as they smell some insecurity in you, they're going to use that to your disadvantage. You don't do yourself any favors by feeding into your insecurities. You brush them away. Yeah, I'm 5'4", but who cares? Genghis Khan was 5'5" and he had thousands of concubines. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When your thoughts are colored by insecurity, your soul reflects that. And she will see it, she will feel it, and she will lose respect for you. But when your thoughts are colored by confidence and self-acceptance, your soul reflects that too, and she will be drawn to it. Fourth is exposure. This is something that I found out last out of these four. Exposure. We're in a new age. You need to put yourself out there. You need to have a strong digital footprint. You need to be on social media. You need to be creating your own business online somewhere. That's why I'm doing these videos. You need to put yourself out there. You need to be creating instead of consuming. You need to be at your nearby coffee shops, nice restaurants. You need to be known in your hometown. People need to know you, need to dress up, go out, learn how to have fun, and meet a lot of people. People need to know who you are, especially online. Because now, beautiful women, they're just on dating apps. If you don't have more than a certain number of followers, even then, they're not going to look at you. That's why the blue check is so effective. It literally filters out the guys who don't have a blue check on dating apps. If they can filter out, they want a guy 6 feet or taller. Even I'm not included. I'm 5'11". But on social media, on things, you need to have nice pictures. You need to dress nice. You need to be at the nicest places, at the galas, at the jazz clubs. You need to have nice cologne. When you walk around, people need to smell you. Damn, who is this that just walked in? He smells good. Expose yourself. You do yourself no favors by being low-key. If you're an introvert, if you're a low-key guy, get off this channel. We're trying to be seen out here. Because the guys who are seen get the opportunities, get the career, get the money, get the exposure, get the beautiful woman, your environment, your circle, your reputation. Women are in love with that because, again, they're selfish. It just goes back to them. They feel good because they look good. But again, if we're not doing it for women, we still look good at the end of the day. They're just going to be there as a byproduct. You see how I say self-improvement and abundance? It doesn't involve women, but they just come with it. And that's kind of the main theme of this video. So I know it's about women, but you kind of see how this is all just improving yourself as a man. You need to have social proof. You need to be seen with other women because that shows other women, oh, this guy is safe. He's not weird. Most men are weird. If she sees you with like 3 other women, not even flirting, just having a regular conversation and you're leading the conversation, everyone's looking at you. They're like, oh, this guy is cool, without even knowing you, because they know how other women think. And if other women are comfortable enough to talk to you, they're like, oh, let me just join them. But that one guy who's alone in the corner might be weird. He might be cool. He might be a normal person. But why should she try something new? Why not just go with something that's already working? Like the guy who is able to command 5 girls' attention at one time. I'm telling you, they'd rather share a king than be a peasant's sole partner. That's another tip. The philosopher Seneca once observed that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. And when you waste your time hiding in the shadows, you are wasting the opportunity to be seen, to be known, to be chosen. Exposure is not just about being seen, it's about being seen in the right way. It's about building a reputation that precedes you, so that when she meets you, she already knows you're someone worth knowing. So, this is how you attract, but also retain. And the retain part is a big part because I've shown you how to attract women. You could pull up in a nice car, but once you turn her off one time, once she finds out you're living paycheck to pay off that car, that nice car you have, that nice car is out the window. Who cares? You have nothing else going for yourself. I'm not going to stay. I'd rather just join the 4 girls that are with the millionaire. It's a cruel world out here. It is messed up, but it is the way it is. And I want all you guys and myself to adapt to this new day and age. Improve your looks, improve your communication, your behavior, your digital footprint, your overall appearance, everything. You need to be better than the rest of these men because whether you like it or not, me and you are in constant competition for the fruits of life. Now, if me and you are in the top 10% of men, it's less competition. We have enough to share and still be cool. And I can still teach you guys. But it's that 90% of men that have no chance against the 10%. It's always they're fighting with each other to get in that 10% group. And those are the 10% that the woman always go for. I'm not saying be a 1% man. 10% is good enough. You still get the women, you still get the money, you still get the car, the house, the vacations, everything. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus also taught that no great thing is created suddenly, and becoming a man who attracts and retains a beautiful woman is no exception. It is created through the accumulation of small choices, each one building on the last. Each day you choose discipline over laziness, you build that man. Each day you choose exposure over hiding, you build that man. Each day you choose gravitas over weakness, you build that man. And as you build that man, he becomes the man she can't imagine leaving. Because leaving him would mean leaving the best option she has. And women don't leave the best option. They leave the men who don't have edge. So, build your edge. Build your enterprise. Build your discipline. Build your gravitas. Build your exposure. And watch as the women who once overlooked you start to notice you. And watch as the ones who are already with you start to fight to keep you. Because when you become the man with edge, you don't chase. You are chased. You don't beg. You are chosen. You don't settle. You select. And that, brother, is the ultimate freedom. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to the channel for more deep insights into psychology, attraction, and mastering the mind. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video because trust me, the next one might change everything for you. Stay sharp, stay focused, and remember, the strongest man is the one who doesn't need to prove a thing. See you in the next one.